What up, Fight World? It's the Mighty Mean Joe Frazier coming to you guys today with a possible fantasy matchup. I'm not sure if this fight actually take place sometime in the future, but it's a super fight that I would love to see. And I know, you know what? There's a lot of fans out there that would love to see this matchup too. The first name I'm going to mention is going to be Andre Ward. A lot of you guys know who Andre Ward is, possibly the guy who lived in Floyd Mayweather's shadows as the second pound for pound best fighter out. He's taken out a lot of names, a lot of different weight classes, and there are many fighters who are actually afraid to take a matchup with him because they're scared of looking bad, they're scared of losing. He actually had to vacate his title at 168 super middleweight to go up in weight. So now he's going to be a blown up light heavyweight to take on more challenges because people just refuse to fight the guy. And I'm going to propose to the boxing world right now Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, before I go into this breakdown of this potential fantasy matchup, a future matchup, whatever you want to call it, there's going to be a lot of people out there asking, why am I not talking about Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin, Triple G? Well, you know what, in my opinion, Triple G isn't a big enough name for Saul Alvarez. How many people who are not into boxing know who Triple G is? A lot of people know who Saul Canelo Alvarez is, especially after he fought Super Hall of Famer Floyd Money Mayweather, and after his win a few weeks ago against another future Hall of Famer, Miguel Cotto. I think a lot of people know who this kid is now, if they didn't know before. Triple G has yet to get a named fighter in the ring with him to make a name for himself. So, you know what? We can't really look at him yet for a potential fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez. I think it's still too early. And Triple G's team is pressing to get this fight because Triple G's aging. But you know what? That has nothing to do with us. With that said, we're going to take a look at a potential matchup between Andre Ward, SOG, against Saul Alvarez at my proposed catch weight of maybe 165. Saul can make that weight easy. I guess the big question would be, can Andre Ward come down to 165, or maybe these guys could even agree to 168. So can he come back down to make this happen? Now, just to go over Ward, a couple of highlights about him. He's currently vacated the super middleweight belt to go up and pursue challenges at light heavyweight, which is 175. He's been dominant for years, taking out names like Awesome Chad Dawson and a whole slew of other guys. His record currently stands at 28 wins, 15 KOs, no losses, no draws. He's 6 feet tall, with 70-inch reach, and he's a southpaw. He's quick on his feet. He has a high boxing IQ, fast hands, and I haven't seen Andre Ward not completely dominate the fighter he was in with his entire career that I've actually been fortunate enough to watch and follow. From the Super 6 on up, like, the guy's been dominant. Things that actually might hinder him in this type of fight, this type of matchup, might be his age. Might be the injuries. I mean, we all know he pulled out of a tune-up fight. He was supposed to be on the actual undercard of Miguel Cotto versus Saul Alvarez on the undercard, and he pulled out because of a knee injury. And also the wear and tear. Not to mention the inactivity from contract problems he was having a while back. Let's take a look at Saul Canelo Alvarez, Canelo Mania. 46-1-1. 46 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. He's 5'9", so he's a little bit shorter than Ward, with a 70-inch reach. So they basically got the same reach out there. Saul would still be the A side in this, so it would give his team the ability to dominate the catchweight negotiations. And I'm saying right now, you know what, I definitely think that Saul could make 168. I don't think that's a problem for Saul. Saul's currently super welterweight or light middleweight champion, and also middleweight champion after beating Miguel Cotto a couple of weeks ago. He's also a cash cow, which means anybody who goes up against Saul is guaranteed to make some good money. One of the things about Saul that a lot of people didn't like, and I think really had a major difference in the Cotto fight, was his weight. The kid rehydrates between 168 and maybe like 180, somewhere around there. I mean, all of that's unreported, but somewhere around there is where he's rehydrating to. But he also has fast hands. He has great upper body movement. He's a fast learner. I think that's one of the things that I didn't really expect from him in the Cotto fight. And I just want to quote Shane Mosley real quick, because Shane Mosley, after he fought the kid, he said something very interesting. He said, you know what? Saul's a lot better than you think he is. And after watching him for quite a while, I'm going to say that's right, but I'm also going to say that Saul's in the prime of his career. You know, the reaction time is good, the speed is good, the footwork is there. It's time for him to take on some big challenges. Negative sides of Saul, he can be lacking defensively. He runs out of gas occasionally. And for the most part, he has a lack of foot movement. Now, when he fought Cotto, some of these cons that I have down here, I mean, he looked really good. And so I'm actually going to step out and say, you know what, maybe he was just keeping up to the level of his competition up to a certain point. Now, if these two guys were to ever meet, which I would love to see, I'm still would be picking Andre Ward, but not by a lot. He'll be in there with a fast guy, a guy that's in there who's used to being in there with fast guys. Saul can bang. His reaction time is really good. And I think for the most part, this would almost be like a 50-50 fight, really. I mean, you can kind of give Andre Ward a couple of extra edges because he's a southpaw, because he's really fast. But I'm thinking that Saul will be able to hang in there with him. So, I mean, boxing fans, when you listen to this, tune in. Let me hear your feedback. Hit me on the comment section. Let me know what you think about this potential fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez, and SOG Andre Ward. Maybe we can actually see if we can get this to happen, you know, just by talking about it, and maybe somebody will catch wind of this video and we can actually make this happen. All right, I'm going to be tuning in or recording another vid pretty soon. Talk about a potential matchup between Triple G and Saul Canelo Alvarez and how I feel about that fight. So stay tuned, folks. Fight fans, we out. One.